working for free or working for exposure. Is this something that both you, Bryan, and the Props Factory, is this something you guys have faced of where people are like, oh, I don't really want to pay it. You're just going to have to work for a bit of exposure, and then there might be some more work down the line? Or how have you guys dealt with that?
It's been said to me a lot. Like we can afford to pay the materials, but we can't pay the labor. So, like,
Yeah.
we've just stopped. We decided
We actually never did it.
When we were in college, we did one or two things for free, and then after that, we just decided we're not working for free. And anybody who's willing to work for free, we won't employ them, and we won't work with them. So, if you're, it's very harsh. But you're causing problems in the industry.
It damages the industry, yeah.
Like massively. So that's so we just have that thing that where we won't work for free. There is a movement, stop working for free, and there's a film group as well.
Yeah.
So they've just
there's a lot of people in it. Like there's costume designers, makeup artists, like musicians, and people who would sort of. I think it actually came from the political. It came from like all the political interns in America. That's where it started. It's years old. Like, we would have had a lot of that, you know, like basically just asking you to work for nothing. And I always used to say to people like, you wouldn't ask a carpenter to come in and go, come here, listen, you just wouldn't throw up a couple of shelves there for me, would you? Like, oh, I'll tell my friend Mary down the road about you, and maybe she'll pay it. Like, no. Like, so it would be fairly hard line on it now. I am, you know.
No. Where do I spend my exposure dollars?
Yeah. Like people who are in the industry really love it, like, you know, and you're really exploiting them. And I think, you know, even if all you can do is pay someone their travel or their, you know, give them 20 quid for the day. I mean, back in the day, like. About 10 years ago now, you'd give them something, like you'd be embarrassed not to, you know what I mean? But you know, then again, like like if you know, I've definitely taken jobs where I absolutely should have not have said yes to them for the price, you know, like absolutely should not have. But the trade-off is that you do learn stuff from people who are masters of their craft. You're going in as an intern and you are learning unbelievable skills, and then you kind of can level up then, but definitely not working for free
for nothing.
What about you, Bryan? Have you ever faced this issue?
Yeah, I had it recently. A film director, I'm not going to name names or anything, but he came in and said he threw me 20 quid in an envelope in my back pocket, and you know, that's how things are done. And I looked at him and was like, that's not how things are done. And then he was like, well, sure, look, it's for exposure. This is how it's done. I went, this is not how it's done. No. The meeting very, very abruptly ended. But it happens. It's like anything. If you work for free, you'll have a job for life. But unfortunately, that's not paying your bills, and that's not putting the roof over your head, and you're gone. You know? I did a short film back in 2016, kind of just testing the waters, and I know that cost me. I told the guy how much it would cost, and he said, "Yeah, no problem." And then I didn't even get a fraction of it to cover what it cost, let alone everything else that it cost me to do it. And I was kind of like, "Yeah, not again," you know.
Yeah. You kind of learn after you get stung a couple of times, like where you know, when you're saying yes to every single job, and like you're the Egypt at 4:30 in the morning, still working, getting something done, and it's freezing cold. You're in a damp workshop. You're like, what? You know, and then the next morning they come in and collect it, and they're like, okay, bye now. You're like,
no, never heard from them again.
And they never see them again. Like, never see them again. We did some work for an unnamed advertising agency long ago, and we were handed, you know, all these massive health and safety lists and things like that, and you know, we were hours on the paperwork, and like that would have been a full-time job itself, you know, the clerical side of it. And then, you know, like one of those things where, like, you know, you were so tired, you're exhausted, we got it across the line, felt great, got it up, you know, and you're hearing this, oh, there's not enough money, there's no money, and then they rock up in a Bentley. You're like, I'm starting to think that might not have been true.
That's just you just been taken advantage of, though. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
but you learn, you know, like
Yeah.
Bryan said there, like you learn. It does, you kind of go, not doing that again.